Welcome back. The Biden regime has unveiled new federal fuel economy rules for new cars, which, as we know, is most likely just another way to scam or otherwise exploit Americans. But check out what Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg had to say about the impact they will make. Quote, "Not only will these new standards save Americans money at the pump every time they fill up, they will also decrease harmful pollution and make America less reliant on foreign oil. These standards will save car owners more than $600 in gasoline costs over the lifetime of their vehicle," end quote. Well, all I know is if anyone from the Biden regime is selling it, I ain't buying it. But let's ask founder and CEO of Celebrity Motor Cars, Tom Maoli, what he thinks. Tom, thanks for being with us. It's great to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good, thanks so much. Well, Tom, I have to ask, this move is supposed to loosen up the timeline for implementing EVs and claims it will make the U.S. less reliant on foreign oil. But what do you make of Biden's fuel rules here?
Well, listen, I think this is an absolute, black and white. The writing is on the wall. You know, his EV mandates are crashing as we speak. No one's buying these cars. They have no charging stations installed, and they have to come up with an alternative to satisfy the environmentalists because their plan failed. That's really what happened.
Yeah, I think that is abundantly clear. But, maybe they are just trying to prepare us for when the gas rations begin if Biden is selected once again. And on that note, shockingly, analysts project summer fuel demand pushing the market into a supply deficit in the coming weeks here. I mean, who could have ever predicted this, right?
Right, it's unbelievable. But listen, this is exactly what goes on in the federal government. Unfortunately, mostly it's been exaggerated and exacerbated in the Biden administration because they have no plan. They go out and they just shoot. And the reality of it is the EV mandate is crashing. They had to come out with this new mandate, and it's really clear what's going on. But yes, listen. Fuel prices are definitely coming down. And I think that at the end of the day, the consumers are really going to push the administration to be where the consumer wants to be. And that's what's happening. And you know what? Listen, the Biden administration is scared because they're losing on a daily basis in the election polls. And they have to come up with something to satisfy the consumer because the consumer is the one that pulls the arm when they walk into the voting booth.
Yeah, that's for sure. What do you think, though? Is the buzz about BRICS having an impact on this? Is that also part of this?
Well, listen, I think it's a part of it. I don't think that's the whole thing. I really think what's going on is the Biden administration's in a panic mode, and they realize that what they've put out there is failing, and the consumers are not happy. And if the consumers are not happy, they're not going to vote for him.
Yeah, that is right, and I hope that is reflected in the upcoming election. But like I said, it may be a selection, so we shall see. Tom, it's almost like there's some sort of manipulation going on. On that note, the U.S. will be buying 3 million barrels of oil for the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which is set for delivery to the SPR in November with an average price of $77.69 per barrel. What are your thoughts on this price for this new order? And I think it's pretty interesting. It'll be delivered in November. Is that interesting timing to you as well?
Well, listen, come on. I mean, it's totally strategic. It's actually brilliant on the Biden administration's part because we drive up our reserves, and what happens? Price, supply and demand. Prices go down at the pump. Consumers are happy, and maybe some of those people will vote for Biden, and that's what he's betting on. And what he's doing is he's playing the American people like puppets. He's using the American people's money. He's using our tax dollars to build up the reserves, drive the price down. It's temporary, and hopefully the consumer will be jumping up and down and maybe vote for him.
Yeah. Well, he would be so lucky if anyone were to do that at this point. He may just be relying on dead people once again this year around, but we shall see. Tom, switching gears, no pun intended, I think part of this push for electric vehicles is really to make it easier for Big Brother to keep tabs on us. I wanted to get your thoughts on this very interesting article, which asks, is our driving being secretly scored? Apparently, insurance companies have been attempting to get their hands on data from apps we use on our phone, which would then give them more insight into individual driving habits. What do you know about this? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think it's real. I mean, it's Big Brother's tracking us, and I think that I've said this a while ago, and I've said it multiple times on your show and other shows, CNBC, Fox, is that Big Brother's tracking us, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to control us. And but the scary part about the Biden administration with this whole electric EV thing is what they're not understanding is it's not just going to be the U.S. Companies and data that's going to be given out. It's Russia, it's China. They're bringing in cars into the U.S. They're going to track and control our transportation system, and that's damn scary.
Yeah, it is absolutely terrifying and should alarm really every American citizen, regardless of where you stand politically, I think. But that's just me. While we're talking about all this Greece, it does have me thinking about Greasy Gavin Newsom and how he and the radical liberals continue to just destroy California. Now, there's a ballot proposal that would have the state borrow as much as $10 billion to fund projects related to the environment and climate change. But Tom, I mean, anyone with just two brain cells to rub together knows that money would just be wasted in one way or another, right? I mean, why do these politicians keep trying to allocate funds to fight these invisible boogeymen?
Well, because listen, they have to come up with some scam, and that's what they do to sell the American people that they're doing something. Look what they did with the EV chargers. They raised $7 billion. There's 7 chargers out there. It's $1 billion a charger. I mean, studies have said there's no chargers being installed across the United States, other than in people's homes, and it's a scam. And they use the American public's money and our tax dollars to do this, and it looks good on paper, but their execution is non-existent.
Yeah, their execution is pathetic, and hopefully every American sees it for what it truly is. Tom, we are all out of time for today. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for your insight. I appreciate it.
Great to see you.
You too.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.